There was a particular instance of this one woman who was rammed by Border Patrol ICE agents, was shot at, in fact, was shot. She got a chance to tell her story in the aftermath of it.
Can I show them?
Yeah.
Okay, so I was shot in my arm right here, and then I went through my tricep, and then it grazed the side of my chest.
Reminders of what could have been Marymar Martinez's last day. October 4th, the Department of Homeland Security claimed she rammed a Border Patrol agent's vehicle in Chicago with her car before that agent got out and shot her multiple times. She says she was on her way to donate clothes until she saw what appeared to be federal agents, already becoming a familiar sight in Chicago's neighborhoods.
So I started beeping my horn. As a Mexican-American, first-generation USA citizen, I felt it was my responsibility to let my neighborhood know that ICE agents were near.
They turned out to be Border Patrol.
So I just got next to them and I was like, get out of here. And I was just like honking.
That's when she says they sideswiped her, contradicting Border Patrol's narrative.
They immediately stopped. I gotta go somewhere safe. I went to my furthest left, make sure that I wasn't gonna hit them. As I was passing them, they started shooting at me through the side.
The agent got out of his vehicle and shot Martinez 5 times. It feels like it's still top of mind for you, right?
It's painful. Like, just to talk about it, it's like, think about it, like just me remembering what happened that day. It's traumatic, honestly.
So that woman survived a terror attack from Donald Trump's Border Patrol officers who decided to run her off the road and then get to shooting her. You saw the bullet wound in her arm and how it grazed her chest that she pointed out, and she survived. He was trying to kill her. He was looking to murder an innocent woman. So now that she has a chance to talk about it and show the extent to which they went to try and murder her, let's not sugarcoat it. Mention it every time. Even the guy who got to shooting, he wasn't done talking about how wonderful he feels about it.
She was charged with forcibly assaulting and resisting or impeding a border agent and labeled a domestic terrorist by the Department of Homeland Security. And then, over a month later, in what became a critical court hearing, the agent who shot her, Charles Exum, testified the collision was more of a hit, not rammed. Then, these text messages came out where he appeared to be bragging about shooting you. Read it, 5 shots, 7 holes, put that in your book, boys. You were sitting right there.
What type of agent brags about it? This is what the administration has out in the street.
For 15 years, I was a federal prosecutor. I worked every day with FBI, DEA, DHS. I have never come across an agent like that, and it's something that's embarrassing to me as a former federal prosecutor.
When are we going to do something about the fact this guy just tried to murder someone and then bragged about it? Which, here's more of an explanation to what he said as the reasons why he was bragging about it with his sorry ass. In a court hearing weeks early, it was revealed that Exum, that guy who shot her, bragged about it, as we just heard. The Chicago Tribune reported that this 23-year veteran of Border Patrol also texted that group a link to a news article about the shooting and said, read it. I fired 5 shots and had 7 holes. Put that in your books, as we just heard. In his court testimony, though, on November 5th, Exum, who is based in Maine, described the circle of fellow agents that he chatted with as a sort of support group for relieving stress. And what did you mean by read it, 5 shots, is what the defense attorney asked. Why are you pointing that fact out? He says, I'm a firearms instructor, and I take pride in my shooting skills. You take pride in your shooting skills? The attorney asked. He goes, that's correct. Not sure if you saw how close Exum, with his great and brag-worthy shooting skills, was standing next to the car before he shot her 5 times with 7 shots. But I guess he's bragging about his up-close shooting skills. Was the purpose of your shooting to murder her? Or was it to, graze her chest and shoot some bullets through her arms, maybe 5, 6 times in her body? Was that the idea? I'm such a crack shot, I can almost murder someone, even though I'm really trying to, because I'm a hothead and I feel like I have the ability to do anything I want under Donald Trump's regime. His fascism allows me to go kill people and then brag about it in court and say, yo, I just need to relieve some stress. So imagine you walk into the street, shoot him, and then say, you know what? I just need to release some stress. So I texted my cousins about it and said, did you see that? Shot that sumbitch 6 times. Great times, huh? Wasn't that wonderful? I go to the shooting range all the time. I'm glad I finally got a chance to shoot flesh and blood rather than a paper object. Do you think they'd be okay with that? The way that they do things, ramming into people's cars, snatching them out and shooting them, it's actually, it's protocol for ICE agents.
We probably need to get out of here. Bro.
Okay, can I just...
Yeah, go ahead. I'm listening.
We were just driving around. We did see you guys. We were not honking. We were not whistling.
Okay.
We were just trying to figure out if it was you guys.
Yeah.
And you guys stopped in the middle of a road going 35 miles per hour and tried to back up and hit our car.
Okay, so...
I'm just trying to figure out why that is happening and why you're putting people at risk like that.
So here's the thing. They weren't trying to hit your car. They were trying to stop you, all right? So
have you heard of police officers? I mean, ones that do things normally. Have you heard of them saying that, yeah, when we tried to just pull you over, we decided to drive in front of you, slam on our brakes so that you could run in the back of us, and then we claim that you harmed us so we can start shooting at you? Which you just admitted to. They weren't trying to hit you. What they were trying to do was stop you by hitting you. And we just stop random people because we don't like the looks on their faces. Maybe this is the most telling part about this whole thing. You guys heard about how they shot her. You heard about how he bragged about it. What do you think they charged her with? And do you think it stuck?
Thursday night, there was suddenly a major shift. The case was dropped, and at the request of the prosecution. Despite the case being dismissed, DHS stuck to their original accusations. On October 4th, Border Patrol law enforcement officers were ambushed by domestic terrorists that rammed federal agents with their vehicles. The woman, Marimar Martinez, driving one of the vehicles, was armed with a semi-automatic weapon and has a history of doxing federal agents. We will not allow domestic terrorists to attack our law enforcement. This was after you were cleared of these charges.
Where are they getting all this fake information from? I was just shocked, honestly.
While a gun was found in her car, it was never brought out. It was still inside a holster with the snap closed. She also has her concealed carry license, her attorney says.
They're still putting out these false statements that are disputed by their own people, right? Agent Exum testified that there was no ramming. I mean, he's the driver. He was there.
It's a propaganda administration. They're here to present something else besides what the facts are. The prosecution dropped the case. It wasn't like a judge dismissed it. It wasn't like the defense found a way to get it thrown out. The prosecution, the folks who said she did what they claimed she did, dropped that case. And afterwards, DHS is still talking about how it's her fault. Isn't that weird? How is it that your own side of this argument drops it and then you still go with it? Because the point is not to win in court. The point is to try and win in the public opinion and to push more propaganda on people to think that they're doing stuff on the up and up. It's why they're so upset when people reveal more truth. It's why they're so upset when people film it, because they can't lie if the video shows the exact opposite. And the FBI also piggybacked onto keeping this same narrative, even though the case was dropped.
Remember, this was a case that the FBI director, Kash Patel, was tweeting about with the wrong video, by the way, in a tweet that is still up. I asked the FBI about it today, and they didn't have a comment. But remember, this case was also cited by the Trump administration as part of their appeal to the Supreme Court as for why they believed the National Guard needed to be here. So a case of extreme significance.
They're going to use this case as part of the reasons why they say the National Guard should be in these cities. The case that was dropped by the same people who said this case is the reasons why National Guard should be in American cities, specifically in that case, Chicago. It doesn't make sense in court ever, and they keep losing in court because it doesn't make any sense there. They need you to hear that they're saying this is one of the reasons why we need them in cities, and you're supposed to buy it. Well, again, as I said the other day, good news is nobody's buying it anymore. Anybody who's still buying it is not because, they've been convinced of it. It's because they like to see scenes where women are shot in their cars. All these scenes where they're attacking women, and on top of that, children.
Who lives here, you can get out to the back door. Esta es tu casa, ¿ok, mamá? Todos en la casa. Everybody down home, okay? Vamos a la casa. Vente, come on. Andy! What? Andy! Andy! She don't live here. You don't live here? Go on the phone.
Oh, sorry, honey.
You don't live here? You don't live here? Go get in. Let her get in.
Elementary school aged kids having to jump off the emergency exit of a bus as if it's been in an accident or it's on fire because ICE agents or DHS or Border Patrol are hanging around. because, violent people are near. But you know what? Just like what they did with that woman who they shot, they'll probably say things like, those kids looked at us weird way. Did you see that kid stick his tongue out at us when we drove by that school bus? His dad must be illegal. A little bit more of their approach to kids. I want to show you guys the extent to which this this group of terrorists runs through and terrorizes children. They do it regularly. This is just the times that we see it. MS Now did the front piece of this report.
Hey guys, we have a report. The ICE is on campus. Everybody inside. Doors closed. We're not letting anybody in. You put up barricades.
Those were the scenes here in Charlotte, North Carolina, when Border Patrol was spotted on the premises of this nonprofit, which provides childcare services for the children of refugees and immigrants.
They do not honor children. They do not care about the humanity of children.
But this nonprofit is not letting fear stop them from making a difference. We've seen volunteers all day packing up items, donated items like beans, like oil, cereal. Come look over here, water, coffee, milk, everyday goods that parents are afraid to go out of their homes to get for their children in fear and uncertainty that they might not be able to come back home.
We have had hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of people either donating, volunteering. We also want to make sure that our families know that when they're home right now, afraid and scared and feeling like they have to stay in, there's people who have that privilege who are all around the city coordinating and doing things for them.
It's a daycare for children of refugees who are running from potentially political violence, targeted violence, and a disabled government and leadership, fear of death and persecution for no reason. So they come to the United States of America for a fear of death and persecution and separation from their children for being refugees. And now they're coming after the kids in these facilities or in this daycare center to be helped. Hey, here's the least surprising part. I'm gonna wrap with this. The folks doing this, who are attacking these kids and are traumatizing them, and also these folks that are working, they're lying.
Now, in a statement, the Department of Homeland Security has denied targeting a daycare center, but we got a hold of some footage showing Border Patrol agents on the premises of this nonprofit, Our Bridge for Kids.
What you're seeing right now is security footage provided to MS Now from Our Bridge for Kids, which says that this footage depicts Border Patrol agents parking in their parking lot, something they say has happened multiple times this week.
And the need for this food is so great right now because we just got numbers from Charlotte-Mecklenburg Public School District, which showed that as many as 30,000 students were absent from school this week, a full 20% of the student body.
There are kids that just want to talk about Pokemon and K-pop demon hunters. They want to talk about their Halloween candy that they brought for lunch. They want to talk about what the read aloud book is. They want to just be children, and we're robbing them of that.
I feel like that's the plan. Again, so you see they lie. We're not showing up and attacking these folks in schools. We've seen the video of them going up into a preschool and snatching one of the teachers out of that as well, too. They just lie. So again, the parting thoughts here. There's no reason to believe anything this administration says from top to bottom and anywhere in between, because everything they do is based in dishonesty, violence, and a breaking of laws. They also lie about running up into this school too, as I guess they don't care that there's surveillance cameras that shows everyone they're hanging out and posting up in their parking lot, waiting to attack, so that maybe one of these coward assholes can go home and text his support group, stress relief group, about how he attacked a 7-year-old kid because he's a big man.